The million-dollar question is, are you actually going to do the things you need to do to stay healthy so you can continue to run? Hey, my name's David Waters and I'm the Plant Powered Runner. I've been on this amazing journey to run a 100-mile run in 2022. And this is the journey it takes to get there. And right now, I'm going through some difficult times and I'm struggling. However, it doesn't stop the fact that I have a goal and I want to chase it as much as I can. And so right now I'm on the comeback of being on an injury. And I want to talk to you today about how to run and not get injured. Because running slow is just one part of it. There's so much more to this crazy sport that I love. So if you're getting on, in the late 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and above, you definitely want to make sure that you are looking after your body. So let's dive into some of the things that I've learned over the last couple of months, the do's and don'ts of staying healthy. The number one thing I would say is do not cut your calories, right? You are training for a purpose. If you've got this A goal that you have in mind, you want to make sure that you are fueling your body with good quality foods, right? You don't want to be cutting the calories just to kind of lose the weight, okay? It can be tough, but your body needs the food, needs the energy, and it needs to make sure that you got strong bones. You want to make sure that you are stretching. Guys, I'm going to tell you, the older you get, it just happens, the inevitable, right? You get injured, and then it's the slippery slope of continuously getting injured over and over and over again. And eventually you kind of say, hey, I'm not meant to run. But that's further from the truth. The truth is you really need to work on stretching, mobility, strength work. Right? All those are important factors to keep your body strong, to help you go that longer distance. And so for me right now, I'm working on strength. I have...
Hey there?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Come back. Good. Go across. Nice job. You okay?
Yeah.
It's not too much, is it?
No, you took it right at the spot where it gets yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to go right. We're just going to go right before that.
Yeah. I feel that one. I feel.
Hiking a little bit up there. Oh, it's smoother though. How's that?
Much better. I couldn't do that when I came in.
Yeah. Show me extension. Show me this guy.
Oh, wait.
Yep. Okay. We're on the right track. It's going to get weight. It's going to get better and better. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Dave.
So 3, 2, 1, and go. Anything? This is going to touch your glute med, okay?
Okay.
So side hip muscle. So I'm going to try and push down. Don't let me. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, pretty strong. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
I got weak glutes. There it is.
Literally.
You obviously knew that.
Yeah. All right, hip down a little. There you go, perfect. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Definite weak glute.
Wow. Okay. Isn't that embarrassing? It's my glute max is weak.
Yes.
That's one.
Yes.
Number 2.
Supraspinatus.
Supraspinatus.
So it's part of the rotator cuff.
Rotator cuff. Okay.
Yes.
And that was the third one there?
That was pretty much it. Everything else was pretty strong.
Oh, okay.
The only other thing is that you had the cramping.
Oh, yeah. My hamstring.
Probably tightness in hamstring.
Tightness in the hamstring.
Yeah, so we got to work on.
Weak glutes. Yeah, it sucks, right? But at least I know what's going on with my body, right? At least I know that I have shin splints. At least I know I have weak glutes. At least I know that, I don't have knee pain anymore. At least I know these things, right? So you want to make sure that you come up with some sort of strength program, okay? And it doesn't need to be really heavy, right? Nothing really needs to be heavy. Just want to make sure that you're working on the muscles that is going to help you in your running, to be able to keep you upright, right? To handle all of the shock that your body goes through when you're running on those trails. These are things I ignored, guys. I ignored so much of this, and I am now, you know, a case study, I guess, in my own head as to the things of doing and not doing. So you definitely want to make sure that you're working on those muscle groups when it comes to running, right? And glutes, my gosh, glutes and your hamstrings and your abductors and your core, right? These are just things that you need to be working on. My biggest excuse was saying I don't have enough time to go ahead and add in all those stretching before I start my day. Well, I'm going to tell you, if I don't do those things, I'm going to find myself sitting here in the bleachers watching others do the sport they love to do. I've been working on my flexibility. I've realized that after talking to my foot doctor, that basically my calf muscles are extremely tight, right? Extremely tight calves. I was just here seeing Matt, and man, he's worked wonders with me. It's basically going to be a lot of calf stretching for sure. There he is. There's the guy. We tried to film, but for some reason it just didn't work. I don't know what happened. But anyways, we went through the whole assessment, and yeah, I don't need orthotics. So I'm good, but I've got definitely some work to do with my calves because some issues. So
we'll get you there.
Yeah. And that leads into issues when running, and some of that comes down to shin splints, right? My mobility, my flexibility at my ankle joint isn't the greatest, right? And so you need to make sure that you're continuing to work on that stretching of the calves, okay? Super important, right? If you're going to be running all these miles, I'm talking to you, Dave, me, yeah, talking to me. So don't be a Dave. Don't fall into that trap of just ignoring these supporting activities. Most people don't work on their abs. They don't even think about it. And I'm going to say, that's not the way to do it. You need to think about all of these muscle groups, right? Your abs are going to keep you upright, right? They're going to hold you up when you're running. And if you don't have strong abs, you're going to find that you're going to start slouching and slouching and slouching when you run. And that's not a good thing, because then you're out of alignment, and then you start running into all kinds of other problems when your body tries to go ahead and adjust and compensate for your weak glutes or your weak core, right? So you definitely want to be working on your core with planks, side planks. Working out on a bike, it takes the impact off of your joints and it gives your body a chance to rejuvenate. So if you've got a stationary bike, go ahead and use it. It's a good thing, right? Training under your Maffetone method is okay as well. You don't always need to be redlining it at the top of your MAF number, right? You could bring it all the way down, right? 10 beats underneath, right? That's okay as well. You want to find some soft ground, right? So country roads, trails, gravel paths, grass, things like that. It really helps with the joints. And I also find if you're running on the same hard pavement all the time, your body's going to be taking a real blow each time, right? So it's super important to change it up. You need to have rest days. They are super important, right? You can't be training every single day and not giving your body the ability to at least have one day of recovery, maybe even two. If you're a newer runner, you may even need more. You may only can train 4 days out of the week. That's okay. Just make sure that you're giving your body the ability to repair itself. Don't cut out on the sleep, guys. You need sleep to be able to recover. So if you're training hard, you need to make sure that you're sleeping hard, okay? That's just the way it goes. And what's the purpose of doing all of that hard workouts if your body doesn't have enough time to repair itself during sleep? If you've been following my channel, you know that I love running in ultras, right? These are great shoes. Now, the one thing I would want to talk to you about, and very need to kind of stress this point, is that when you're running in a zero drop shoe, it definitely puts a lot of strain on the calf muscles, okay? And so you need to make sure that you are stretching those calf muscles out, because if you don't, you could end up in the same position that I am dealing with shin splints. And that can be a big contributing factor if you're not used to running in zero drop. Now, I've been running in zero drop a lot of, the last year and a half. However, I have not been working out. I've been doing the stretching to help with that. So that's a contributing factor. Now, also in my gait, right, my left leg bows out a little bit more. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. So this right here, it bows out a little bit kind of on the side. It comes out more, so this one here is more straight. This one kind of bows out a little bit more. So the other thing is I want to make sure that my big toe is planting on the ground, so I'm toeing off. And you want to make sure that both of them are toeing off. Like when you pick your foot up, it comes up, right? Now the other thing is if you're clipping your ankles with one or the other of your feet. So if it's looking like this, and it comes up, right? If you're clipping your foot, right, it's kind of pronating in a little bit more. So one of the things that you can do to help with that, what I've been told, is working on toe raises, right? So planting the big foot and the ball of the foot into the ground, right? Really working on making sure that when you toe off, that you're toeing, that you're taking off with that big toe into the ground, right? Now you also want to make sure that your foot's not also collapsing in, like it's pronating in too much. So working on those muscle groups in the calves with the exercises that I've shown you, it will really help from what I've been told. Now, if anyone else here has something else that is beneficial, please mention it in the comments below, because again, I'm just a real estate agent and I'm just going to the experts that are telling me what I need to do. So you want to make sure that your muscle groups are getting blood flow, lots of blood flow into those locations, right? So rolling out your legs, going out for a brisk walk, right? These are things that kind of gets the blood flow going, right? And it's super important because if you don't, you're not going to be warmed up enough and it could lead into certain types of injuries. Speaking of injuries, most people, when they finish, going out for a run, as soon as they finish, they start to do their dynamic stretching right away. However, what I've been told from certain people in my sphere of foot doctors and physiotherapists and chiropractor and coaches and stuff like that is make sure you're stretching, you're doing your static stretching half an hour after you finish, because otherwise you're not really going to be lengthening anything, right? Because your muscles have already warmed up and whatnot. So if they say if you wait about half an hour, then start doing it, it will really help. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going with it. Losing the extra weight is certainly going to help me out, especially when you're coming back from a little bit of time off. When you start running, you're putting a lot of extra pressure on all of your joints and your muscles. And so they say it could be anywhere up to 4 times your body weight. That's a lot of weight. So for me, I think it's important to start to shed some of those pounds. Again, this is a work in progress, guys. A little bit of an update for you as to kind of what's going on and what people are saying with some of the exercises that I'm actually doing. Hey guys, thanks for following along on my crazy journey. Here's a little bit of an update. You want to make sure that you're staying injury-free as much as you possibly can. In this video, I'll share with you some of the things that I've been doing to stay healthy and get rid of the injuries that I currently have. And guess what? They're working. Like I always say, everyone, get out and run.
Your glute max?
My glute max was...
It's the big guy.
That's the weak one.
Yes.
And my glute med, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't